Okay, ladies and gents, it's time to talk about these big uglies. Let's talk about the offensive line. Um, Supposed to be a strength of this team. I do believe we have a couple of really good young pieces that seem to be developing and coming along. I'm going to be honest with you. I think we got a few guys that I'm a little concerned about. That one in particular looks like he has fallen on his face in terms of the development. All right, y'all, let's get it. What's up, Eagles Nation? What's going on, NFL world? How you doing, division rivals? This is Steven Hyder with Gate City Sports Channel, the sports channel where the cerebral NFL fan comes for about 10 minutes of daily content. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whenever it is you get around to watching us. Once again, guys, my name is Steven Hyder, and this is Gate City Sports Channel. All right, y'all, today's topic, we're talking about the big uglies, the offensive line, guys. So, just some news and notes that I've seen from camp, guys, some things that have caught my attention that I'll pass along to you is, let's start off with the center position. No surprise, Jason Kelce is going to be your center. If you betted otherwise, I hate to tell you this, you lost the bet. No, I'm joking, guys. Obviously, Kelce is there, but what is kind of interesting is the way the Eagles are going to approach this. I don't think it's that unexpected. I think we all kind of probably had a hunch this was going to happen, but
Will Parks in the slot. He had a good day on Friday. Had a couple nice tackles coming downhill. Kayvon Wallace,
the guy taking second team reps was none other than Gibson. So they had Gibson out there taking second team reps, and then the third team reps was Isaac Seumalo at center. I guess some surprising news and notes is that even when they were doing, like individual drills, and I could watch them out there. So while they were working these centers with the quarterbacks, when they were doing individual drills, they didn't have Luke Jurga out there that I saw. Not that I saw, I should say, out there taking snaps with the offensive line. They actually had the whatever, not People Jones, but uh, Good Jones or whatever, he was out there taking snaps at center.
basically the first 20 or 30 minutes of practice. But Fran, on Friday, I do want to talk about
Which, I would have thought Luke Jurgen may have gotten more of a look than he's been getting in camp. This is a guy I would love to see the Eagles at least keep on the practice squad because I think he has the requisite athleticism to play center in Philadelphia. I think he also has more experience than most of these other guys at the center position, to be quite honest. But I do know the Eagles, they like Gibson a lot, and they're pretty high on Seumalo. Like I said, I've listened to Stoutland talk before, and Stoutland really thinks that, to be quite honest, Isaac Seumalo is playing out of place at left guard, that he's really naturally a center. And they like his athleticism, Seumalo. So, that's something to watch as we get past this season. Not so much for this year, guys, but as we get past this season, it's going to be an interesting camp battle to see how left guard and center plays out post Jason Kelce. Not exactly looking forward to those days because Kelce has been an all-time, great here, but that's sneaking up, guys. I mean, there's a real possibility we live life after Kelce following this season. So that's an interesting news and note to me. The next interesting news and note that I saw personally, guys, that I want to bring up, and I'll play some stuff behind me as I'm talking. Look, I don't know any polite way of saying this, guys. I have my hesitations in believing that Jordan Mailata is going to make this roster. Look, I'll speak on behalf of him and why the Eagles might keep him. They've invested a lot of time and effort in the kid. They might want to give him the benefit of the doubt since there's not a traditional offseason this year to still carry him on the roster just to give him the full benefit of the doubt to see if this kid could ever live up to the potential. Here's my problem with doing that. Any roster spot you award to one player takes away from another. And I think there are players that are much more deserving than Jordan Mailata right now to be on the roster. To be quite honest, I think that would be a huge mistake. I do not think that Jordan Mailata has the abilities. I'm just going to be honest. I think he's a physically gifted human being. I think he is a physical specimen. But at the same time, I think that starting NFL level defensive ends will eat him alive, to be quite honest. So, personally, I would move on. I'm interested to see what the Eagles do here, though. They may hang on to him. They shouldn't. If it was me, I'd move on from Jordan Mailata. My third news and notes here, guys. I got to be honest with you. I really like some of the young core we have here. I think that there are three guys in particular that I think are having solid camps. I'm not going to say they're having great camps, but they're having a very solid camp. Matt Pryor. I think Matt Pryor looks really good. Okay? The other guy I'll give you is Driscoll. Driscoll got taken to school a little bit the other day, and then he bounced back and had some really, really good reps against Fletcher Cox. Hey, that's the way you do it, young man. You got to get in there and get nasty, and you got to have an attitude about you and have a belief in yourself, like a ridiculous belief in your own abilities to make it in this league. And I'm really liking what I'm seeing out of Jack Driscoll. He looks like a real player. And then the other guy is Gibson, has really been doing pretty well in camp, guys. To me, he's a lock to make this roster at this point. He's the backup center. He's probably your third string or so, maybe fourth string right guard. I mean, depending how you want to look at that. I mean, Driscoll, I could see bouncing in the right guard before they put Gibson there, or vice versa. I could see, but Matt Pryor is definitely your backup right guard. And then, to me, those three guys in particular, right? Gibson, Driscoll, and then, of course, Pryor, they look good to me. Gibson being the guy that they're starting to award snaps in 13-man personnel. He's been playing outside as that third tight end. They must really like that. I think Pryor's a good candidate to do that too. I definitely think you're going to see the Eagles do some pretty interesting things with things like that, and I think we can get really physical with teams because both Gibson and Pryor are maulers. They want to maul you down there, and I definitely could see us being a physical running team at times. In terms of some other things I've noticed from the offensive line, guys, is that let's just go with news and notes number 4. Andre Dillard, I'm seeing progression from the young man in individual drills. I do see I see him taking better. He's got a little better footwork. His hand placement is a lot better. I think he's getting better at that catch technique. But he's had some ups and downs, guys. Just to be honest. He's still young. He's still developing. And, of course, the defensive line is going to be ahead of the offensive line in an untraditional offseason with this type of camp rolling in. And he's gotten caught a couple of times. I mean, to be quite honest about it. He's gotten beat a few times here, and he's got to shore up some things. But I will say I do think that some people are overreacting to some of this. I think Andre Dillard's going to be okay. I'm not going to lie to you. Will we have to run a few things in our playbook to maybe slow down, some speed rushes? I think we will need to have some flexibility there because early on, I think Andre Dillard's going to struggle a little bit. I mean, come on. You can't expect this guy to step in from game one, and be Jason Peters. That's not going to happen. But this kid does have abilities. He's got to get an opportunity to keep getting these reps, keep getting this stuff, all the teaching instilled in him. So that way he understands the technique and the scheme that we like to run here with Stoutland. I have faith in the kid. I think the kid's going to be pretty good. Now lead me to kind of news and notes number 5, guys, which is, I thought in the past, I'm going to be honest with you, I thought the past few seasons, our offensive line might have been a little overhyped. I don't think it was a bad offensive line, but I don't think it was one of the best. I do think that gets stretched a little bit. I think there are really good players on our line. Jason Peters being a surefire Hall of Famer. You look at a guy like Brooks. Brooks is probably one of the best players in the league. I think Johnson has a chance at being a Hall of Famer. He's one of the best players in the league. Kelce's probably a Hall of Famer, and he's one of the best players in the league. But I will say this. Kelce has had a couple of really good years, and I don't think he's been the problem. But I think the right side of our line has been, when healthy, has been way far ahead of the left side of the line. Because, let's be honest, Isaac Seumalo has always been the weakest link since he's been here. And I don't think that he's as bad as people make out to be. I just think people underestimate how good the rest of the players are around him, but it's always been a weakness there. It's on the left side of that line. Because you got Peters, who's always in and out of the lineup. He's aging. Some of that skill set is deteriorating, even though he's still one of the best at doing it. But when you're constantly in and out of the line mixing up, the left side has not always lived up to the right side. I think sometimes we've been overhyped in the past few seasons. And I can look, and if you guys want to argue this, I can shut you down real quick. Just go look at the pressure rates. Wentz was like 11th in the league in terms of pressure. And you can't say that, he has a systemic issue of holding the ball. No, he does it in moments when he shouldn't do it. But he doesn't have a systemic issue holding the ball because he was like top 10 in time to throw with a 2.71 second average. Meaning, out of the league, he's in the top 10 in how fast that ball hits his hands and how fast it leaves it. So, no, I'm sorry. The advanced analytics don't support those type of stances, guys. I think it's been overhyped, and I do understand people having concerns that now there's a lot of moving pieces, like even the right side without Brooks, and now you don't even put Pryor in there, who seemed to be very serviceable and played pretty well. You roll with Jason Peters, who's out of alignment, out of position. Now we don't even know if the right side of that line, now we got Dillard starting at the left. You still got Seumalo there at the left. I get it, guys. I definitely think there's reason to pay attention. I wouldn't go full meltdown mode yet, guys. I think we're going to be okay, and I love a lot of the young talent behind these guys. But I get it, guys. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and act like I don't see some issues coming up here, too, that it's probably going to take this offensive line a little bit of time to gel together. And that's the key, guys. They have to come together as a unit and gel, or it doesn't matter how good the individual players are, all right? Once we see that happen, once we see the scheme come to full fruition, then we can start feeling relaxed. But these are my thoughts about what I've seen so far from the line. Just some kind of news and notes here. Jason Peters had a really good day of practice yesterday. Definitely got the better of Fletcher Cox. But, you know, Peters has been up and down too, man. You know, he's got his legs tangled up a couple times, got knocked down to the ground. But, you know, Peters is a professional. Peters is a big dude. He's a strong dude. I don't doubt Peters' skill level. I'm concerned about durability with Peters. I'm just hoping the kid can be there for 14, 15 games. That's the goal for me when it comes to Peters. You get 14, 15 games out of Peters at 38 years old, I think you're doing something right? So these are my thoughts. I want to know, what do you guys think? What do you think about the offensive line, guys? Leave your thoughts down below. Let's have a conversation, guys. I know this isn't the most sexy topic per se, but it's a really important one to talk about, guys. If your line struggles mightily, you got problems. All right, y'all. Talk to me. Let me know what you think. You know how we end these videos. We do a little EAGLES. All right, y'all. Listen, I will be on Sid's channel tonight. 8 o'clock Eastern Time, 7 Central Time. Sid goes by the YouTube handle Dallas Cowboys for Life. Note, this is not Cowboys for Life. It's Dallas Cowboys for Life. All right. I'll be there with Philly Notion representing the Eagles. So y'all tune in. Show us some love. Appreciate y'all. Peace. I'm out of here, y'all.